and give us our lies.
I will give you your lies in a second. Alien, let's just explain to these people what the roles for 11 are.
Okay, so everything you just played with, in the 11-person setup, we will no longer have the hunter and the bomb. There's
Yes.
no hunter and there's no bomb. There's still 6 townspeople. They're now 3 mafia, axe, regular mafia, and prostitute, and everything else is the same. There's a police, there's a doctor, there's a thief, there's an alien.
Yes.
Does that make sense? No
So,
hunter, no bomb.
it's
If you're
not-
gonna claim those, make sure you're trolling.
It's not like season 1 when we didn't have prostitute at 11. I want to underscore that for everybody so there's no confusion. The prostitute is in. You can be sexed. You can be disabled. Maybe some of you will enjoy that, some of you might not. Anyway, Aylin, are you good to go?
Yes, I am good to go.
Okay, I'll go hang out with my new friends in the casting room. I hope you enjoy your game and we'll see you very soon.
Good luck, everyone.
I thought you were playing Scummy.
Her form was actually quite a townie.
Let
When
me
I flipped on her.
fix this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're back with the casters. First of all, Kevin, congratulations for winning. James,
Thank you. First win.
commiserations for losing. I think you played well by saving banks. I think your Firmo day one was really good.
Thank you.
So honestly, I think, me personally, is I think you should, the night one save is not ideal as a medic.
If it wasn't Banks or
Yeah.
like
That's true. That's true.
yeah,
Saving,
having banks
saving
that's
willy
sometimes
nilly
really-
is
really good.
doubtful.
No, that's
but
fair.
Saving banks there, I think, made absolute sense.
Yeah,
Simply
but
because
I agree, holstering the save.
I
for
try to save
everything-
it for like the cop when they finally out or something, you know.
Right.
Kevin, was Banks never the prostitute in your mind? Was Banks always super towny that like they could defer to kill him later on, or like you were not a part
I
of
was
that
not-
decision?
I was not reading him prostitute, and so I wanted to kill him night one, and that's why I put the KP on him. Because he's a strong player. I just wanted out of the game. We can deal with cops, we can deal with like any other fucking claim, but I just wanted Banks out of the game.
When did you
So-
start thinking about your fake claim? Because you're the bomb, you
I
have.
had it prepared the whole time, except I had to check initially. It kind of sucked. I initially had to check on Peg
Oof.
in my fake claim ready,
I see.
but it was a green check. It was a not Mafia check, so I had to switch that real quick.
Yeah, you can't do a
Yeah.
spectrum in which you green check the other cop, right?
Yeah. So I had to like get out of that real quick, and I put it on Dude Mike instead, which I think worked out real well because then it dragged down Dude Mike and
Yeah.
Jinbo with me. Because Jinbo believed me. And,
I thought Dude Mike was scum after your claim.
Yeah. So it worked out pretty well. It was a 3-for-1 special actually. And then if they even better if they would have killed Urist. If they would have killed Urist like the next day instead of anyone else, because like that's where they thought.
Well, then
Urist
you
was-
lose to the alien, right?
No, because Alien wasn't activated yet. So Urist dies, Flip's not Mafia, and then they just kill the other prisoner.
And
It's
you win
like,
the
you
game, yeah. Yeah, that's actually fair. I felt so like we obviously don't want to discuss this like too much in the post game for different reasons, mostly not to put both Dude Mike and Jen down. I think their formos could have used a lot of work. Their defenses could have been better. And like if you essentially I read Dude Mike as down basically pretty much the entire game, especially after that defense. Like it's very rare for Mafia to freeze like that. Like I think freezing up, especially genuine freezing up, is town signals.
They're in a tough spot because I green check Dude Mike, and when you're green checked, you want to believe it, right?
Oh
and
yeah.
then Jinbo, when I could have killed her, I flipped on her and like kind of protected her, so she wants to believe that I'm town.
And also Jen voted on the real cop. Jen voted on Peg, so that was also
yeah,
bit
because
weird.
she wanted to believe I was town because I flipped on her and like protected her when she could have died. So it's understandable where they're coming from.
I think we called Logan out as Mafia for his reaction to the Peg cop claim because if you remember, he said something along the lines of, "Is this in Peg's Mafia range? Can Peg do this?" And you've played with the guy for 14 games in season 1. Like you've seen every single game he's ever played.
But I even countered that. I was like, Liar's Club season 1. Of course he's capable of it. Like what?
I think Logan gave himself away a bit there. Nobody caught up onto it though because they were too focused.
But it was
on
fine
this.
because he went so hard against me that he just got cleared, and they never even talked about him again, really.
No, they didn't. That claim was really good. It just kind of put everything together.
Yeah, but like it's so in the details, my friends. It's not in the grand plays. It's about like specific wordings and how it comes out. Like, let's get there.
The
Anyway,
details.
I'm driving. It's all in the details, my friends. All
The
the
details.
details.
I don't know if anyone in that game though would know that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know who was left in that game that was like played last season still.
Not
Naz,
me.
who's his fellow Mafia.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that actually outed her to him. Killing the prisoner's last day is obviously good technical play. Especially if you kill like the prisoner you read is more towny. Simply because even if you kill your prostitute, like you're still in a 1v2, which is perfectly winnable. Or like 1v like whatever. Like you know what I'm saying. Like you can still well it would be tie situation, but the benefits are there. Yeah. Overall great game. I really enjoyed it.
No, it was fun to play.
Yeah, honestly, I had trouble figuring out who the prostitute was because like everyone was playing kind of scummy. I was like, everyone could be prostitute or alien right now. I don't know, but yeah, it worked out well. This next game should be pretty hyped though. We got some good players in it.
Oh yeah.
Yes, so just to clarify, if you bet over 10,000, you don't get anything in terms of betting because the max bet is 10,000. We want people. We want people to. Huh?
I was just gonna say your GoFundMe link doesn't work. You have the manager link. You need the one where everyone. Can
Let's fix this in Nightbot. I have the manager link.
Yeah, it doesn't actually take us to manage the page. It just brings us.
No, I'm glad you did. I'm glad it doesn't let you manage the page. That would
I was
be
just gonna take all the
disastrous.
money.
let me quickly fix that. Kevin and James, why don't you tell us what your numbers are for actual voting in
Number 14, not 54.
Number 14.
I have no idea. I haven't looked.
Kevin, why don't you look it up in vote IDs in Twitch chat, while I fix the GoFundMe command. I am really glad it doesn't let you manage the page. I gotta say it again. That would be hilarious. Okay, we're getting there.
I'm 17, but I'm always voting 21.
Who's 21?
Thank you, powers that
My
be.
boy
Much
Moose.
appreciated.
Okay, I'm fixing that command.
It's in alphabetical order.
Yeah, it is in alphabetical order, but if you don't know the complete list, then... Okay, I fixed it in one place. Let me fix it in the other. James, why don't you exclamation point GoFundMe in Twitch chat?
All right.
And see if you can access the not managed page.
Fundraiser by... I'm not even going to try and pronounce your name, bro.
Well, that's not my name. That's Alien, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks
Alright.
good.
Okay, so if you wish to donate to your favorite players, $3 in the GoFundMe equal to 1 vote in Twitch chat, just to encourage you to actually watch the thing and to not give people the purchasing power to try to buy the cult favorite essentially.
So James, you switched with Ufta?
Yes.
Yeah. She wasn't here game 1 and I was, so I figured I'd hop in. Made more sense.
This is a good lineup we got in here for game 2.
Okay. I have the night stuff. Let me see what it is. And then Kevin will tell us which player we should vote. Which player we should watch the most closely. Sir Fab will not be able to vote. So another vote asked. I'm not a fan of this. I hate it, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I don't completely understand the point.
You are making life way more frustrating on day one for everybody.
Yeah, so there's no one in this game except maybe Myth that would do that, I think, or that they would know, but to axe the voice. But
I mean,
player to
they
watch
would
though.
know.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm done. I'm just mocking you, saying they would know. There's no perfect play with the axe.
Right. I think player to watch again is Banks.
He has ground to make up.
Yeah, he had a bit of a quieter game last game, so we'll see what he does. It'll be interesting if he rolls Mafia because I think he'll really control the day more so than when he's town.
I agree. I think if he rolled Mafia, he's gonna go hard this game and be very vocal.
Do you feel that Jembo will speak up? Is this within her range?
Yeah, I mean Jinbo's a very, very good player and she has very good reads. She just got really confused last game and just was on the wrong side of it. It happens to all of us. Yep. I think Rob Alwa is a very strong player in here as well. Logan's back in the game, so
Yep. And Zwang and Uvda are entering the fray. So let's see what happens. We will join back with the game. Thank you so much. We'll be back with night 1 with the casties. Stay tuned.
Go Wolves.
No. Okay, Alien, let's wake him up.
Mm-hmm. Let's all wake up, please. Oh man, people look energetic.
Wow. After this long game 1 and waiting for game 2.
How long was yesterday? 6 days?
Yeah, it was.
That's a long game.
Yep.
All right. Welcome to game 2. As usual, no one dies during the eclipse. However, Sir Fab may not vote and may keep his camera on.
And you have 6 minutes. Good luck.
Okay, I'm prisoners with Sir Fab.
I can confirm this.
Wow.
One thing I did check before the game started, the odds on both prisoners being good changed slightly for 11 versus 13. It's 5 out of 10 chance for both to be good in 13 and 5 out of 9.
Now, I don't know a huge amount about math, but I think that 5 out of 10
for both good than the previous game.
Sure, but
It's
5 out
10's
of 10
bigger
is
than
1
9.
half, right?
Hi, Logan.
Okay.
Why are we
Are you trying
starting
to clear
off
the other
every
person
game
there, or-
With what?
With-
Sorry, does that sentence have an end?
with this? Yes,
with
with
axing
this,
the vote? He meant to
Yeah.
say with axing the vote.
It's a troll play or a
Hey.
bad play.
I mean,
It
like,
happened last game. The meta is just changing. That's
well,
Yeah.
666 did it.
deal with it. Like,
You-
think, okay,
Where's 6? Let's nominate him.
I don't know, Rob. Why'd you ask somebody?
I didn't ask anybody because I'm
No,
So
Rob wouldn't do that. I don't see Rob doing that.
I would sound some town person.
Yeah,
I
Not
don't
you
know how
guys.
much experience you guys have with
Thanks,
this.
man.
In last club in
it
person,
doesn't make him town, but
I like
so
talking.
he's not axed.
First day is completely a troll and nothing else.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much
That's
strictly
Logan's
words.
Oh,
better.
no.
Like
Logan,
when I play
You
last
got
club,
Mafia twice in a row, buddy?
and you see an
That's
X
rough.
day
Logan?
one,
You got Mafia again. That sucks, man.
Okay, vote Logan.
Yours.
player.
oh no, sorry, I'm not Mafia right now. I'm chill. I'm
Maybe
cool.
Are you
later.
gonna think about that?
Yeah, maybe later in the game,
Maybe
but not
later.
now.
That makes
Oh
sense.
no.
Hush up for a second.
I basically just wanted to hear what Ufta said.
There's one between Logan and Ben.
I was just thinking, it doesn't
I
make
agree with that, Rob.
sense for the
Thanks.
axe to take away your voting ability since we always just vote for the person to speak anyway.
Yeah, but we shouldn't be
No.
voting for the person.
Oh, so
It's
Yeah,
better
no,
than
don't do
the
it. It's
previous.
awful.
Sometimes depends on the
Better.
player count.
Oh no, I might vote Ufta for this. That doesn't feel like a
No,
very-
I was just curious. I haven't played enough
That's
games.
Okay,
That-
okay.
Yeah, that's just unfamiliarity with the format.
Yeah, I know, but then like, but
Sir
also
Peg,
like that
who
could
are
be
you gonna
somebody
vote on?
who's axing, right?
I'm gonna vote on nobody
That was actually the axe.
because
I don't think
my
I'm
Who
voting.
do you think is Mafia right now?
That
That was a joke, by the way.
To be honest, Logan is giving me some vibes, and I
No,
don't
no,
usually
no.
say this because we know each other in real life.
Yeah.
But he is giving
Oh,
me those
really?
vibes tonight.
Jeez, is this just carryover because I played a cool scum game last time?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Like
chill the fuck out, guys.
You sort of fooled me at the end.
Your reaction to him was better than a reaction to me, to be fair.
I didn't hear what you
other than
said.
I
Oh,
think-
makes sense.
Logan, you played good because you got me. I was sitting there looking.
Sure, I mean, I was asking. I love praise, and I don't want to hear it right now. I want to focus on this game. I want to hear.
You were barely adequate last game.
I want to hear
Still alive.
screenplay
That was
story
awful.
reads.
Yeah, you were pretty awful. Mike.
Well, Sir Bab, somebody had a vote.
Your name's not screenplay. Your voice is similar, but it is screenplay who I asked.
I'm putting up Dude Mike. That's who I'm voting for today. I don't like how he said he doesn't think Sir Fab is axed for sure.
What?
I think
Did he
Logan's
actually say
Why
better.
did I say he's not axed?
You said he might be Mafia, but he's not the axe.
No, I said Rob was
You
it.
said that about Rob.
Oh.
I didn't say
Either way.
that.
Wayne, you got any
Not
opinions?
the axe, I don't like it.
I think both of the prisoners are good. I'd probably vote Yerist or Genbo.
Why
I
those?
think Genbo is a good vote. As well, she was going to be my second person that I had suspicions on.
Why?
Vibes.
Because I think
Planned out my
contributions
suspicions in
to today
advance.
have mostly been saying like, "Oh yeah, I agree with that person."
Yeah, I do. I think Banks is scummy, so I did agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
but
only
it's
thing
very
I said is that I
Mafia.
wanted to hear Ufta talk. Like this is typical day one.
Who said Banks was coming?
To agree with
Jimbo.
people, but not give any rules of your own or reasonings of your own.
Fair
I
enough.
thought she was agreeing with somebody.
I was agreeing with Rob. Rob said there was a mafia between Logan and Banks.
Fab, you're the one that did that. Like, I'm just a VT. I got VT thing.
Yeah,
right?
it's a pretty good thief thing.
He's a prisoner. What else is he?
Okay. No. This is a previous game. Sorry.
That's some clarification.
Okay.
I'm trying to make sure I remember the right person.
Dude, you're right.
I'm gonna nominate Urist. He's playing like he did the game where I was Mafia with him and he faked.
Did you have no idea
I'm gonna
how
play
I
this
play
It's like you did
as
last game.
Mafia?
This
I
is like
have
the
a fun
fourth game
feeling.
I've played with you, and I thought that you were down in the both other games that I played where you were down.
You didn't think I was down last game.
At the initial start, I pinged you out, and then your response was Townie, and I never put you up for nomination. You're overly defensive today. Very
You pinged
defensive.
me out. I'm not defensive. I defended Genbo because I thought that Surfab's reason for calling her out was shitty.
Okay, so do you think that just the reason was shitty, or do you think that she's not Mafia at all?
Let it play out a bit, Rob.
The reason was shitty.
The reason?
Yeah, because he said her only contribution was agreeing with somebody that dude Mike was scummy, and
No, I don't. think-
literally the only thing Ufta had said was like something about the axe. The only thing I had said was asking for Ufta to say something. Zwang has not really said much. Screenplay has only said something that was wrong.
Who do we
Like-
want put up? We only
I feel a lot better.
I think Ufta's down. I think
I wasn't
Myth
wrong.
was
You just
Matthew.
understand how I was right.
I think Zane speaking up was okay. I think Banks'
Myth was
son's
Matthew.
coming, but I don't want to kill him today. There you go, Banks.
That was a very neat end to the day. Please get your votes into Shakespeare on Discord. I'm waiting for 10 votes. Sir Fab, if you sneak a vote in, I will axe you in real life. Thank you. Aylin, what would it feel like to be axed in real life?
You know, I have an interesting story about that actually.
Did you dream about it?
No, there was a TV show on Netflix called Sacred Games in which someone's finger gets axed.
Ooh. Like actually?
No. They filmed it. It's a TV show.
I see.
You know, it's not method acting. You know, you don't actually axe your finger when you're trying to axe like someone axed your finger.
No, they filmed it?
Okay. Time is up. I'm ready to process the votes. If you are voting at Dude Mike, please get your votes in. Please put your hands up. Jesus, I'm a bit out of it. Nobody. That's good. How about Logan? That is 2 on Logan. Logan will get to speak. How about Zwang? What about Myth? The mythical Myth. Going on to Rob Alloy. Uno. How about Sir Fabulous? How about Jurist? That is 2 on Jurist. What about Banks? 2 on Banks. Banks will get to speak. What about Screenplay? 1. How about Uvda? 1. What about Genbo? 0. 1. Okay, the vote will be between Logan, Jurist, and not Gangs, but Banks. I don't know how I mistyped that. Let me just retype it. The execution poll is open. Please get your bets in when you want. Aylin, what order are they gonna speak in? Myth, you're not nominated.
The order is Logan, then Jurist, then Banks.
Take it away, Logan.
Okay, we're not gonna vote me today. We're not gonna deal with that at all. I just hate that I'm even nominated here because it's frankly dumb. I actually don't even like the Urist and Banks nomination. I really liked when they went at it. I felt it was provided information, but I don't even feel. Okay, I don't know. I think I actually like the way Banks seemed to be trying to figure out the game in that sense. But I didn't hate Urist's response either. Like, I am town, and like, I don't know. I guess it's really going to depend on these two nominations, like speeches, who I vote for, because like Banks is playing a little more aggressively than he played the previous game, which could be because he lost and he wants to be a little bit more involved in this one. Like, I don't think that's necessarily scummy just because he's like playing a little harder than he would the previous one. Like, and I think he's
10 seconds.
My if I didn't hear either of them speak, I would be voting Urist here because he was on the back foot in that exchange. I mean, it's so hard on this particular one. But Urist is who I'm leaning for. It will depend on the defenses.
Thank you, Logan. Please turn off your camera. Next up is Aylin.
Sorry, it's Urist.
All right, so I'm going to be voting for Banks here. I nominated him because he accused me for he said that I was being defensive when the only things I had said that day were defending Genbo for reasons that were completely legitimate, and asking Ufta to say something. Nowhere had I said anything else that day. The fact that I explained myself very well and pointed out that SurfFab was being, I don't know the word, selective in his accusations towards Jumbo, makes me think that Banks is Mafia. I'm fairly certain that Banks is Mafia. I think that we should be executing him today. I think that Logan's defense was very towny because calling the other two people who haven't spoken yet town is, I think it's a very town thing to do. I think Mafia generally tries to direct the execution towards one other person if they go first.
10 seconds.
Banks saying that I played a certain way when I was Mafia is a very easy way for him to try to nominate the execution onto somebody who's town. I think SurfFab and Banks are both Mafia.
Please turn off your camera. Banks, you have 1 minute. Take it away.
To be honest, I didn't really like either formal. I don't know what to make of your saying that, because we've played 3 games together and I've done a very similar thing. Like last game I did it with 6. The 2 games ago I did basically the same thing with Timix, and I was right on Timix. Well, kind of, she was the alien. And I was right on 6 as well. It makes me want to go with Urist because he feels a lot like I felt when I voted for Timix and 6 on day 1 in the past 2 games. But I don't know. His focus on me is weird, in my opinion. I'll just give shotgun reads. I'm very clearly town. I'm trying to figure out the game. I think that Myth is probably a villager, although I don't like the math thing. But then I remember the last game I played with him, he was super into math. He said some math shit, I should say. Ufta is probably like my other scum read at the moment. I didn't much care for her input. She didn't say a whole lot about the game. She didn't seem to be salty. Logan looks super nervous, which is opposite of the last game. He seemed more cool. So he's probably more of a villager now that I think about it, even though his defense isn't very good. I think I like Dude Mike as town again. I think we should all vote for yours, though. I think he's Mafia. I don't know. He could be town, I guess.
Thank you, Banks. Please turn off your camera. The vote will be between Logan, Urist, and Banks. Please get your votes into Shakespeare on Discord. SurfFab, again, you know the deal. If you vote, you're in pain. We're waiting for a couple of people to turn the cameras back on. Meanwhile, your last chance to place a bet on this execution cycle is now. Exclamation point bet 0 for Logan, bet 1 for Urist, bet 2 for Banks, and you have to obviously bet some lies. I think I've been pretty good about paying your lies off or back, unlike season 1. So I'm just gonna give you a few seconds to finish your betting. You compulsive gamblers, you. Okay. If you are voting at Logan, please put your hands up. 1. If you are voting at Urist, please put your hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you're voting at Banks, please put your hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But Banks is not dead yet because the vote is 1, 4, 5, and 5 is not 6. It takes 6 votes to kill from here on out. The vote is only between Urist and Banks. Please get your votes into Shakespeare on Discord. As soon as I have the votes, we will be golden. I am pretty sure I have all the votes. If you have voted, just please put your hand to the camera, like regardless of who you voted for. Just so we know. Yeah, okay, that's all the votes. If you are voting at Jurist, please put your hands up. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you're voting for Banks, please put your hands up. 1, 2, 3. Did I miss a vote on Jurist? Hands up for Jurist. One more.
Surfab hasn't like indicated that he even voted before.
Surfab is axed.
Oh right, okay. Sorry, I'm dumb.
Yes, you are. If you're voting at Jurist, hands up one more time so we can get the complete vote list. Hands up for Jurist. That is 7. I can't count. Thank you. Jurist dies and reveals to be...
We're all dumb. It's okay. Jurist dies. Jurist was Mafia. Everyone, please.
Woo-hoo! Will we see the first down victory of this season? Stay tuned. We'll discuss this.
It has to
with
happen at
James
some
and
point.
Kevin.
One would hope.
It does not have to happen. You know what I'm saying?
It does not. But that would be quite depressing.
We'll be back with the game in a bit. Let's listen to the casters for now.
Wow.
Yeah, Town making good life choices, my friends. It's insane.
Wow, I was not reading Eurus Mafia there.
I mean, you gotta be reading Bank. Like, look, this is what you gotta do when you're Town. You go last, right? We're pretty sure that Banks is not Mafia because, like, why? Like, yeah, sure, he could have killed Jurist as the prostitute, but instead of just fumbling your defense at the end, you just give the towniest farm ever, and then you bury Jurist and you win the game, right? This is basically how you win games as Town. You make good life choices. You take charge of the game in your defense, and you kill the Mafia. That's my 2 cents. Anyway, maybe Kevin thinks Banks is Mafia anyway, and we'll hear from him.
No, not necessarily. I mean, I think the whole Jinbo Eurus thing is interesting, and then Jinbo voted at Eurus as well.
But then she switched. She was on Banks in the beginning, I'm pretty sure, and then she switched to Eurus. So
yeah, so it's very interesting because I mean, like, sorry, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure we had 2 people switch to Eurus. I'll tell you in a second who they were.
Yeah, and that kind of made me think Banks was Mafia and his partners kind of switched off of him, but that's wrong now.
I mean,
yeah, I'm just going through the votes. So Dude Mike switched from Banks to Eurus. Uvda was always on Banks just because he called her out, I imagine. Maybe she's Mafia, maybe she's not. Aloy was on Eurus. So Jenbo and Mike switched. Do we read them down for that?
I honestly was reading Jinbo Town anyway.
Oh, and Screenplay also switched from Logan to Eurus.
Screenplay, okay. I don't think that... I don't know, like... You don't need to necessarily hard defend your partner like that day one. Like... So, I feel like you could have just been trying to, like, anti-spew her, I guess.
I see.
Because I had a time read on her anyway. So, you know, we'll see. I think her voting at him is good for her not dying tomorrow. So,
we know that Jurist was not the bomb, so he was either the axe or the prostitute. Again, he cannot be the regular Mafia because there's no regular Mafia.
Setup.
Oh, very good, James. You know more about this setup than I do.
there's 11 players, right?
There's 11 players, yes. My bad.
So it's prostitute or goon?
It's
or
prostitute.
No, sorry, there's no bomb, okay.
No, it can be anything. My bad.
Yeah, no, but
when you don't... Yeah, I haven't played this in forever.
But if we're going off of Dude Mike, Screenplay, and Jenbo, I think Dude Mike is the scummiest of those 3. I'm not necessarily reading the other 2 ones.
Let me see if Dude Mike actually voted at Screenplay. And I'll tell you... So, nobody will die tonight. Yeah, so Dude Mike voted at Screenplay. Then Banks, then Jurist.
So he's all over the place.
And Screenplay... So, there was this interaction between Screenplay and Dude Mike. Well, I get the axing in. That, like, let's discuss that for a second if you remember what I'm talking about. Like, they had this, like, not old man beef, but, like, they're on the other side in our group. So, like, what did you make of that? Did you notice it at all? No?
James?
Or any one of you, like...
No, I thought you were asking Kevin. I'm not entirely sure what you're referring to.
So Dude Mike and Screenplay had like this very gussy moment in which they were both calling each other Mafia for like the other person calling them Mafia, and then in the end, Screenplay didn't vote at Dude Mike, but Mike voted at Screenplay, and then he switched his vote 2 more times. Dude Mike hasn't been Mafia in these setups at all. Like he hasn't played a single Mafia game with Liars Club. So maybe he's out of his
Dude
comfort
Mike has
zone.
it?
Dude Mike hasn't been Mafia in these setups,
Oh,
I
I
think.
didn't know that. Okay, but dude Mike knows how to play Mafia though. So
We'll see.
He knows how to play, but as town, his reads are usually off. So I read him based on how good his reads are. If his reads are bad, I read Dude Mike Town.
That's good. I mean, let's get back to the
that's
game.
a compliment.
Is it a compliment? It feels like a very backhanded compliment,
that
James.
does not sound like a compliment, but no, Dude Mike's very slippery when he's Mafia though. And the other, I played with him on other formats, and he can be very slippery when he's Mafia. So.
Okay, I mean, let's let the game play out. We'll be back with the casties during night 2. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
There's no X?
There is. Banks cannot speak.
Okay,
So the obvious reason that he's probably town.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Okay, lovelies, let's wake up. Lovelies. Let's go.
All right. Last night, nobody died. However, today, Banks may not speak and must turn off his camera.
Okay, so we know that Banks is like pretty. Like, I mean, at the very least, if like Banks and whatever his name was, Eurist, aren't come together, because that was a hard.
They're not aligned.
No.
That was a hard push. Also, I'm the doctor, and I saved myself last night. I saved myself last night, so we're not going to vote for me ever.
Okay.
We might as well wait. I want to say we might as well put Banks locked down.
Yeah.
Because
He could still be a prostitute.
no, not that. The reaction, the fact he thought.
Well, that's why I switched.
Votes on him, and he was just like, I mean, that was a town that's like, you screwed up.
Well, you can be unhappy. It's Mafia too, Mike.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think he would have done that if he was either. Yeah.
That's why I switched.
Who are the people who voted at Banks at the end? At the end there, who were the people
who were the ones who voted Banks?
It was me, Zwang, and Eurist.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean,
And Mike switched.
I think it's confirmation bias.
He voted. Yeah.
I voted Banks at first.
Yeah, I voted Banks as well
Good
at
for
first.
you, Mike.
sure.
So,
I mean, I'm definitely going to look at Ufta and Zwang to start with. I know that this is kind of like what's the word? Like annoyingly basic to like just look at the votes, but I feel like start simple and work your way up.
That was good. I don't know.
Level 1. No, it's reasonable.
I think to a certain extent that's the only information we have, but also,
I think the
I
real
think
question
that was
is
Mafia. I would have
enough to like smell the way the wind is blowing and switch onto his teammate. That's like the only thing I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, but the thing is that Banks actually have more votes before.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's why I think that's not true. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think normally you would switch, but I think if you knew that was your scum partner, you would not switch in that situation.
Exactly.
I'm so sad you claim doctor because I would call you town no matter what right now.
Yeah, I know, because I'm obviously fucking town. That's why I got night killed. Or like
No, that's the reason why. I mean, the fact that people did switch with him doing what he did is scummy as all can be.
Wait, someone switched to him?
You're suspicious of the people who did switch?
No, the ones that didn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think he could have. I mean, that's confirmation bias. He could have easily been Mafia over Jabata.
Did screenplay also switch?
I
I
voted Eurist originally.
That's not.
It's not like going like this.
You voted Logan. You're the only one.
Oh yeah, I voted Logan.
And then you switched to yours. Yeah.
I can't.
Actually, I want to hear your
Banks
thoughts.
is down, yeah.
Well, I pretty much just want to hear a screenplay right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear me talk. I don't think anybody would bust their partner in this small setup. I think it's too small.
Sure.
To be busting partners.
I mean, one thing is there's
Well,
only
that
one.
situation, yeah.
There's only two
Hang on,
people. There's only two scum who know each other.
When the day started, I didn't like Ufta's reaction. She kind of did like a little sideways look and a smirk, like oops. I didn't like that. Dude Mike, I feel like I can never read Dude Mike. I feel like he's off. Like half the shit he says doesn't make fucking sense to me, and I don't know if he's bullshitting me or if he's like literally just not making fucking sense to me.
That's his eliminations. I'm town, Logan's town, Banks is likely town.
Eurist was prostitute. Then we have no information.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think Upta, he's on to something about Upta. Either Upta or Zwang on that.
I think it's pretty.
Yeah, we should definitely.
So
why don't we put up both of
I'm not sure.
I agree.
Are we not? Are we putting up Banks first?
He would lie.
We would
No,
have no way.
leave Banks out of it.
We have no way to know if anybody was prostitute or not.
And we
that's
put,
true.
Well, hold on. We know the X is a
she
lie.
put
We know
Banks
the X
up,
is a lie.
whoever goes up
Either
against him, he's
prostitute or
automatically gets
vanilla.
voted.
I'm suspicious that screenplay forgot his vote at Logan. It feels like he's just trying to like join the bus a little late.
No. I'm admit to it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got caught. Of course you didn't.
Myth, I don't really care about that
Not to
actually.
get caught when
But
I'm.
that's, we need to watch who Banks votes for, though, to give us a hint.
Okay,
Why
I'm gonna
wouldn't
vote
we
up
vote-
Swank Thug tonight.
I'm gonna vote Ufta, I think. I apologize. By the way, I'm sorry for that.
I'm gonna vote Swing.
Apologizing. Why are you apologizing?
Oh, just because I don't know. Because I just feel like I've been harping on her the whole game, but I really feel like she's Mafia. So she just looks sad. I don't know. Like,
Who do you think Mafia?
pardon?
Who did you
Talking
say?
about you.
You.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
And you just look bummed out about it. So
Well, I-
She got caught.
This is like one of my first town games that I've actually survived more than one day. So normally I get killed off right away as town, and I just want to live one game as town.
Ufta, who do you think is Mafia?
Right now, my Mafia is
think
Surf
it's just
Abs, Wang, and Screenplay. Those are my most Mafia.
Blanket.
Thank you. If your name is Banks, please turn your camera back on. Amazing.
It's my name.
It is, but now you're muted. Please get your votes into Shakespeare on Discord. There should be 10 of you. I'm expecting 10 votes. Aylin, how do we win games of Mafia?
By making good life choices, Shakespeare.
Exactly.
It all starts with sleeping enough, eating healthy, and going to the gym to get regular exercise.
I don't do any of that. Maybe that's why I don't win any of my games.
Well, if you don't do any of them, you're also a good Mafia player. If you just sort of like half-ass it,
I'm
then you're
missing
sort
one
of in the
vote.
middle of the
I
pack.
am
You gotta
missing
be at one
vote.
end.
Thank you. Okay, if you are voting at, let's start with Banks. If you're voting at Banks, hands up. Nobody. Okay, let's start with Dude Mike then. How about Alloy? What about Logan? What about Zwangzug? Oof, that's 4 on Zwang. Zwang gets nominated. Let me just put that down for a second. You can hear both me and Aylin putting things down. You would think that there would be an automated system for that, but there isn't, because this is still
We haven't
relatively
made it
new. Yeah, we're... Spoiler alert. Sir Fab. Hands up for Sir Fab. How about Uvda? 1, 2, 3, 4 on Uvda. Wow, 4 votes one way, 4 votes the other. How about Myth? Screenplay? 1 and Genbo? Did I miss a single vote somewhere?
I think there were 5 on Ufta.
Aha, okay. Well, the vote is between Zwang and Uvda. Everybody else turn off your cameras. The betting game is live. Bet 0 for Zwang dying here, bet 1 for Uvda dying here. Voting is open. Aylin, what order are they gonna speak in?
The order is in fact Zwangzug, then Ufta.
Take it away, Zwang. 1 minute.
Okay, so I nominated Alloy yesterday because I'd been suspicious of Urst at first, then he said some really good stuff, so I was like, I don't want to vote for him. Logan's defense was okay. I thought Urst's defense was okay, and Banks was the worst of them in my opinion. But after that vote, I do think Banks is town. I think the fact that Ufta didn't even vote at me, that she voted at a singleton, kind of makes her town too, but that's not great. Obviously, I have to vote for her here. I still think both the prisoners are good. The thing Screenplay said about like never understanding Dude Mike, I felt like that. I think Screenplay is good, but that's just sort of a feel. I'm still not great about Rob Alloy and Genbo. I get bad vibes from, so I'm looking between that group, I think. And just because, if in case people missed it, we know the axe is alive, which means there's a 50-50 chance
10
that
seconds.
he was prostitute or normal, so we might not have voting information.
Thanks, Zwang. And Uvda, 1 minute. Take it away.
I think that was actually a decent defense. Obviously, I still think she's Mafia, just based on the information I have that I'm town. I think that the 3 Mafia are Sir Fab because he couldn't vote for his partner in that case because he had no voting ability. Svang because of she and I, besides yours, were the only ones that voted for Banks, and I know I'm good. And I think that screenplay is the most Mafia, just because of the fact I really didn't like that he tried to pretend that he voted for Jurist, based instead of the person he actually voted for, which was I think it was Jen right away, and then he voted for Logan that second day, and then the third day he finally did vote for yours, but I just didn't like that he lied about that. He might have just forgotten, but I think that's a very scummy play. He tried to like slide under the radar and pretend that he was always voting for them when
10 seconds.
So yeah, mine is still screenplay. Obviously he's not voting. And then it would be Zvang, just because she's the other one that it would have to be. But I think that Dude Mike's okay. I think that Myth is okay. I think that Genbo is iffy.
Thank you.
Good based on that. So thanks everyone.
Yep, please turn off your camera. You can only vote between Zwang and Uvda. Please get your votes into Shakespeare. If you are in Twitch chat, !bet0 for Zwang, !bet1 for Uvda, followed by some number of lies you wish to wager. Again, the more lies you have, the better your life is. I think at the end of the season we'll do some kind of giveaways with how many lies you have, so you can like get stuff for your loyalty. We're just missing one voter. Are we missing a voter? We are missing a voter. Voter, materialize. And there he is. Okay, I'm gonna stop the voting poll. If you are voting at Zwang, please put your hands up. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're voting at Uvda, please put your hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4. With 6 out of 10, Zwang dies and reveals to be
not Mafia. Everyone, please go back to sleep.
Oof.
Da.
Nobody knows anything, by the way. It's just funny to say it. We'll be back with the casters in a second. Stay tuned. What are you laughing at?
Oofda.
Oh, James finally got the joke. A joke that we've never made before. So what happened? Logan saved himself, or at least he claims he did. Right?
Yeah, seems reasonable.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. I
Pretty
mean,
straight.
he softed it pretty hard in his day one formal. So
All these Doctor Day 2 claims are gonna be real until the day like the prostitute they say was the Mafia, and then claims Doctor anyway, and the real Doctor never counted claims it.
I hope that never happens.
It will happen. Statistically speaking, like one of the prostitutes will do that, and they will capitalize.
Yeah, the Doctor should always counterclaim.
I mean, yeah, sure, but then do you execute between your two doctors?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, let's not hypothesize future games. Let's talk about this current one. Uvda is not dead. My bad. Zwang is dead. There's no TMI about Uvda's alignment one way or the other.
Uvda was pulling on those heartstrings.
She was. It was a really good formal. I felt like Zwang was not playing a towny game, and she was gonna die there.
It was close. I feel that in the old man tussle, there is at least one Mafia, and there's one player who is not in the old man tussle, even though it feels he should be, and it's Rob Alloy.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Alloy.
Rob's just skating by this game.
Rob hasn't done anything. Like, I don't think I've heard his voice the entire game.
I agree with that.
Can you remind us who the prisoners are?
Kevin, would you care to remind us?
Yeah. The prisoners are
the two prisoners. Let me just ask Kaylin, because
like the only thing we talk. Oh no, I remember. It's Myth
and Sir Fab.
And Sir Fab.
Okay.
Well, I know Myth is one of them.
Yeah,
Myth and Sir Fab is correct. Yeah.
Sir Fab needs to talk more. I think if there is one between the prisoners, it's going to be Sir Fab and not Myth.
Well, I can give you the most obscure Mafia kill I've seen in a while. Jimbo dies at night. And she's not Mafia.
I told you she was the town. I got that God read on Jimbo. I knew it.
I mean, until you're Mafia and you abuse that God read to...
Yeah.
Well, you know. But, okay, cool. Yeah.
Why they killed Jimbo?
They probably thought it was like a cop or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense is a cop read.
Yep. And let me tell you who won't be able to speak tonight. Halle might not speak.
So they did the Ufta versus Zhuang Thunderdome. I think they're going to do the screenplay versus Mike Thunderdome next. Or...
And it's probably going to be wrong as well.
That's interesting. You said Rob Alloy can't speak.
Yeah, and he hasn't been speaking at all. So
yeah, so this could be like his free pass. Not speaking 2 days, you can kind of slide by.
Yeah.
But if not speaking 3 days, they're gonna push on you. So maybe he's.
Yeah, I mean, Rob spoke up early that Banks was Mafia, and then after Banks kind of flipped, sort of not Mafia in most people's eyes, he just like hasn't said anything since then.
Yeah.
So maybe he's still trying to figure out the game, or maybe he's trying to reevaluate, or maybe he's just scum and doesn't know where to go next.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, you just outlined all the possible worlds. Either he's scum or he isn't scum.
Yeah, it's true. Or he's alien. Maybe he's an alien. Who knows?
Yeah. Kevin, you remind me of these Counter-Strike casters who are like, anything can happen in this round. And I'm like, yeah, but like, tell us what's more likely.
I think Rob's probably more Mafia.
Yeah,
I think Rob is more Mafia as well, specifically the axe.
I think Rob is gonna capitalize on Mike and Screenplay's like.
I wonder if anyone will call out the axe and put him up this day.
I don't think so. I think Rob's gonna slide by another day.
Yeah. Well, let's see what's gonna happen. Let's put you back to sleep and let's wake up the players. Thank you so much. We'll see you in night 3. Oh, alien, my alien. Let's wake up.
Oh man, this is
Dead Alien Society.
Getting steamy.
Ooh. We have 9 players left. Do we have 9 players left? Oh yeah, we do. Except one of you will die. Alien, who will that be?
I'm sorry to announce that Genbo has died. Genbo was not Mafia. And this round, Alloy may not speak and must turn off his camera.
And all of that said, leaves you with 4 minutes. Good luck.
Okay.
Let's hear from Banks first since he was axed last night.
So I thought that Zwang, I'm actually kind of surprised. I don't know. She seemed different from the game where she like when she talked in the game. It actually doesn't matter because she's dead.
Sure.
It's kind of interesting that Rob is axed here because I actually think that he's the most scummy person in the Zoom.
Sure.
I think that his day 2 was actually pretty weak, and the only thing going for him is that he was the other person that nominated Urist on day 1. Rob is a good player, but I think if he is Mafia, he was not aware that Urist was because of that. But I do think he is playing. If I was just going off of play, that would be my top Mafia right now. I think that, I mean, obviously, I feel like Logan's pretty towny. I think Myth is playing very towny. I think Fab is actually not very towny, but I actually don't want to mess with it because it's the prisoners. I don't like doing that. I think it's like a meta game. But if I'm picking one, I'm picking Fab like all day as being Mafia. And Eustace's defense was actually pretty good, but maybe, I guess to everybody else, did it feel like I was going to die to everybody else or Eurus? Because I thought I was dead. For sure.
It's really weird they killed Genbo. She was high on my list.
Go ahead, Logan.
Can I talk? Okay, actually, before I say anything else, Upta, how many Mafia are there in the game? No, you need to unmute. You need to unmute.
I'm sorry. Is it 2 or is it? I'm not actually. I was just going to ask you guys that today too.
Okay. Because theoretically, it's 3 is the max because there's only 3. There's only a max of 3 in an 11-player setup, and now we've had less. So there's.
But why did we vote on Zwang instead of Yufta?
Well, the reason I didn't vote for Ufta is because Ufta implied that she thought that there were 3 remaining scum players.
Yeah.
Or that she didn't know. And so that means that if she is scum, she would have to be the world blocker / the prostitute. And if that was the case, that would mean that the reason that we nominated her doesn't make any sense. Because the only reason we nominated her was because of vote logic. Maybe not the only reason, but that was a chief aspect to it. So that's why I didn't vote for Ufta. So I think Ufta's confirmed.
Because we know that Eurus was not axed, that means there's a 50% chance that he was.
I think he was the world blocker. I don't think there's any vote information out of that.
We know nothing, and Mafia is just laughing while we bark up the wrong tree.
Sure. Yeah, but we fixed that now, so we can move forward. Myth, I like you. I think that you're town. I really like Banks Reeds. He's a crafty guy. But I would much rather kill.
Mafia. There's no way.
I would much rather kill Screenplay, Dude Mike, or Rob today. But that's the pool. We can talk about.
Oh, I actually didn't like that. A couple people pointed out the thing about Screenplay's like not knowing his vote thing. I thought that felt very opportunistic. I don't think that
was fine. I didn't mind that.
Exactly what I think about Lucas.
I don't think that he's necessarily the most town person, but that felt scummy to me.
One person there. How am I going to hide from that?
So I don't think it's going to have the read. I think the way
trying to jump onto something like that is pretty big.
Sure.
But yes, I don't know.
Why not have cop claim now? If you're cop, give us some reads.
If they have live checks.
Okay, it doesn't matter. If we get 3 green checks.
Okay, whoa. Oofta, go ahead. Oofta just
I'm
claim.
cop. I got Sir Fab is not Mafia. Dude Mike is not Mafia. Myth is not Mafia. And then yeah, that's what I've gotten so far.
Okay, that means
what were your check orders?
Let me. I don't actually remember. Can I check back on the thing?
Yeah,
You're allowed to.
Yeah.
You're allowed
Take
to.
a moment. Now, here's the thing I want to caution everyone about Banks is a big reason a lot of people see him as 100% town is because Urist and him.
Yeah, I absolutely. What the?
Not another word from anyone. I am waiting for Aloy to turn his camera back on. Thank you. If you think that was rude, that's just me enforcing the rules. Please get your votes into Shakespeare on Discord. There is 8 of you alive. All 8 of you can be killed today. Meanwhile, somebody slams their door behind me. Like a complete jackass. I'm waiting for a few votes. I have 4. I have 7. And I'm missing for that last one. 8. Oh, ready. If you are voting at Rob Alloy, please put your hands up. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. If you are voting at Logan, hands up. How about Myth? Sir Fab? Banks? Screenplay? 3. And there's 1 outstanding vote. Please tell us who you're voting at so we can move on.
Oofta.
Oh, ready. Let me just reward that person. Everybody should turn off their cameras if their names are not Rob or Screenplay. Who died yesterday? Zwang. The one person who voted that Zwang gets his votes. Okay, Aylin, what order will Rob and Screenplay speak in?
It's Alloy first, followed by Screenplay.
The voting poll will be live in a second. Bet 0 for Alloy, bet 1 for Screenplay. It's live. Good luck. Alloy, take it away.
Okay, I will choose to believe with this claim. I voted on Zwang instead of her. I didn't nominate her. I called her down like day 1 by the way she talked, and day 2. Banks can be Mafia if, like, yours is the prostitute. It's, Zwang said it. It's whatever. We should all vote on Screenplay here. I think he is Mafia. If the prostitute is alive, I'm never the prostitute. I'm never the axe because I never axe my voice. I want to talk and try to control the game. I've bitched about this a lot in like various formats. People know this. So we have to kill Screenplay here. It's like if the prostitute is alive, I don't know. I'm just never Mafia in this game. That's it.
Thanks, Rob. Please turn your camera off. Screenplay, you have 1 minute. Take it away.
You haven't tried to talk or control any part of this game yet. I haven't heard you say much of anything. I don't know why people are putting you up because I haven't heard you say much of anything. So I don't understand that. But that's bullshit. Oofta, coming up with a cop claim now, I think that's complete bullshit and opportunistic. She doesn't even give reads, or I didn't hear her reads. She had to go back and look and said, let me check right at the end of the day. I think that's BS. If she is a cop and she is calling me out yesterday over Zwang, why isn't she checking me? I'm not even a part of her claims. That's BS. God dang, I really want to vote her right now, and I can't believe you guys are not listening or seeing this. I have to vote Alloy now. I ain't got a choice. I don't see why people are voting him up. I think what he just said is BS, but it is what it is. Oofta is definitely lying. She's fake claiming. GG.
Thank you, Screenplay. You can only vote between Screenplay and Rob Alloy. As soon as you voted, please turn your camera back on. One way or the other, every game is a good game. Unless it's game 1 of season 1. In which case the game actually never happened. But it's okay. Never again. Ready? We have 8 people with the cameras on who are voting between Rob and Screenplay. If you're voting at Screenplay, please put your hands up. 1, 2, 3, I believe. And if you're voting for Rob Alloy, please put your hands up. That is the other 5. Rob Alloy dies and reveals to be...
Not Mafia. Everyone, please go to sleep.
So sad. But it's okay. We'll be back with the casters in a second. Aylin, do you have a quippy one-liner to give us? No. Okay. Alrighty, we are back with our lovely casters. Let me just switch to the casting overlay.
So like I said, Rob Alloy always town.
Hey,
That was crazy. I mean, screenplay was very
You went on
towny
fire.
acting.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're both down. I'm pretty sure Uvda is Mafia. The question is where the real cop went.
Oh yeah, you're in a 1v1 there and you don't claim. Like, come on.
Yeah, and then you OGI read your Discord. That's very sus. Very, very sus.
I mean, reading the Discord is not like breaking any rules. Like,
I mean, it's. I'm not saying it's breaking rules, but it's very suspect. It seems like it comes from a mafia mindset.
I'm just like
it's
very
like,
wary of people using the OGI term. It wasn't OGI.
No, but it's like oh crap, I don't remember my checks. Even there's only 3 of them. Let me go back here and look.
Right, and forgetting the order seems very unlikely,
Okay,
especially
screenplay down. Logan Town. There is probably a cop out there, unless it was exactly Jen.
I think there's a mafia between the prisoners. I still think it's Sir Fab. They're not doing anything about it.
There's a thief in this game, right?
There is a thief. There's always a thief. There's always
possible. It's possible. It's possible Ufta got cop in Mafia.
Again, I think that happened to her at least once
really?
before. Yeah,
that is a situation.
And that's why she felt comfortable doing it the way she did it, I guess. I don't know, like, if she's actually the cop, like, I'd have a hard time believing it as town. We'll see where the IKP goes, but if it's not on her, like...
I mean, it's never on her.
Right.
like I can... Like, it's exactly the same situation we've been talking about, basically, like, since the podcast on Saturday. Like...
Whoa.
Okay, no, like, because it's you, right? So, like, the point is, when you have a bad cop claim, regardless of whether it's the cop or not, you never kill them.
Just let him be.
Right? Like, the mafia have to evaluate not whether she's the cop or not, but whether it's worth killing her if she is the cop.
If you're the prostitute, do you block her?
No. We've already discussed that. If you're the prostitute and you're alive, you don't block her, because then you give the entire game away. Like, you're just saying, Uvda is Mafia, like, because she has to be the axe at that point, right?
Yep.
Right.
It's a very straightforward mechanical play to do. Also, we're in night 3. Also, let me see if Alien has information for me. He does. Uvda dies, and he used to be not Mafia.
Wow, that's not a good kill. I don't think that's a good kill.
Wow, this is an insanely bad kill from the Mafia. The Mafia deserves to lose the game off of this kill because they just confirmed 3 people. They confirmed 3 people as green. It's insane. It's absolutely unbelievable.
What were her checks? She had Myth. She had
both the prisoners and Dude Mike.
Yeah,
that makes me think that Eurus was the prostitute. Because, like, if you're Mafia, you got to think that's your prostitute partner, right?
Right.
I don't know what the Mafia were doing here. I am... Like,
I'm excited to see you as Mafia.
That's just the most insane kill for me. I'll fix the overlay stuff during the day, but like, let's throw it back to the game, because maybe somebody is lying. Maybe Logan is not the doctor.
This is Liars Club.
Maybe she was alien.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we'll see in a second. Stay tuned.
All right.
If she was the alien, she might have greened a few Mafia. That's something to think about. Okay, you can see me in 3 places on the same screen. But yeah, you can turn your cameras back on. Day 4 is about to start. Oofda. Big Oofda. The biggest of Oofdas. Anyway, Aylin, is Oofda dead?
She is, I'm afraid. Ufta dies. Ufta was not Mafia, and today Logan may not speak and must turn off his camera.
Good luck, have fun. You have 4 minutes.
Screen checks on Sir Fab and Screenplay. No, not Screenplay. Sir Fab and Mike, and who else?
And you.
Me. Oh, great.
Yeah. So it's literally auto. Like, we know that Logan is, I guess there's shenanigans where he's the alien, but then the healer would have saved. I guess they could have died. But I mean, like, it's practically a 1 game, because between the 3 of you, huh?
Logan was healer, right? And he healed himself.
Yeah. Look, he's still alive. He's just his camera's off or whatever.
No, he's axed.
Well, he could have been thief.
Yeah, whatever.
Doctor and went opportunistically got disabled and claimed.
Right.
That's fair.
Well,
that could happen.
One of the checks.
But outside of Craziness Town, so from my perspective, I think that the prostitute is probably Fabulous, and I think that Screenplay is just Mafia. I think the prostitute could also be Myth or Dude Mike, but I think like realistically, there's no way that that's not true because of the checks.
Anybody who knows how I play knows that I'm not Mafia.
You should know that I'm Mafia.
No, this tells us something interesting, though, right? It tells
you should know that I'm Mafia.
Eurus is not prostitute. It tells us that Eurus was the regular Mafia.
How?
What?
Know that you're Mafia.
Right, because there's 3 green checks, right? So
but that doesn't
means
guarantee. The green checks don't mean we are not Mafia. All it means.
Okay, but it means that there's
comes back
is we are not key Mafia. We could be prostitutes.
Okay, but Screenplay, if Screenplay is a villager, right? He knows that at most, between the 3 people that are green checked, one of them could be Mafia, right? Dude Mike, Myth, and Fabulous. The only 2 other people that are alive are me and Logan claims to be the doctor. So unless there's a weird thing with the prostitute and the doctor died, then Screenplay should know that I am most likely to be Mafia. Is that not a fair assessment? So we should kill Screenplay, as I was saying.
I agree with
that
Banks.
guy's confirmed Mafia. And then my thing is that I'm pretty sure there's just a prostitute between the 3 of you, which is fucking dumb. But I mean, what are you gonna do?
I agree with Banks. I think we should keep in mind that Logan could be bad and just going forward. But
he could, yes. He could be bad.
You think he's axing
How
himself?
is he bad if he's claimed Doc?
He could be between like alien and doctor or prostitute and doctor.
It would have to be prostitute.
That's got to be like a perfect world.
It does, and
it does, but that happens sometimes.
It makes me think he's the prostitute among us looking for a way out.
How about this? Why don't we just push the vote, lynch Screenplay, and move on with the day?
So full of shit.
I probably shouldn't have said anything because it's going to be really weird. We still have time, right?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, we got 1 minute.
So
because now we have to figure out who the prostitute is, which is so dumb.
I'm voting Sir Fab. Sir Fab's been smiling and all giggly all fucking game.
That's because I'm a happy person.
What's hilarious is that if Screenplay is Mafia, he doesn't even know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, okay. Fill me in one last time. Why are we so sure that Eurus wasn't prostitute? I know that makes me sound.
He could have been prostitute, but then I think that Logan has to be like normal Mafia.
If he was prostitute, that means me, Myth, and Sir Fabulous are guaranteed not Mafia.
Mafia at all.
And I don't believe that 2 of those 3 are Mafia, so he has to be.
Right. I agree. Yeah. That's the case. But basically, you could assume that, but from my perspective, he couldn't have been unless Logan also was Mafia.
The 3 people who have been green checked, I'm pretty sure that Eurus was the prostitute.
Sorry about the double bell instead of the doorbell, you know what I mean. Logan, turn your camera back on. There are 6 of you alive. I am awaiting 6 votes in my inbox. Between you 6 lovely gentlemen. What did you do with all the ladies? How did you get them all killed so fast? It's quite sad, but it's okay. You are what's left of our once great town. And now we will see who will die. If you're voting at Myth, please put your hands up. How about Mike? Sir Fab? Banks? That's 1 on Sir Fab. If you're voting at Banks, hands up. How about Screenplay? 5 Screenplay, you will get 1 minute to defend yourself. Everybody else turn off your cameras. As soon as you're ready, Screenplay, take it away.
Did you guys not just hear Sir Fab just say that Eurus had a green check on him? He's so full of fucking shit too, dude. Come on. I don't know how else I can come out as a town this damn game. I just feel like I'm spewing it right now, and you guys ain't fucking seeing it. Who plays with me all the time here? Logan does. Logan didn't fucking talk. Mike should know me a little bit. Sir Fab should definitely fucking know me. And he ain't speaking up. He ain't trying to fucking help me out. vote Sir Fab. Put him up. Listen to him. Hear what he has to say. It's going to be BS. I guarantee it.
Thank you. You can still vote at anyone, not just screenplay. If screenplay gets 4 out of the 6 votes, or nobody gets nominated against screenplay, screenplay will die. Get your votes into Shakespeare on Discord, and as soon as you voted, turn your cameras back on. Lovely, lovely people. Taking deep breaths. We're missing one. Oh, it was Myth. My bad. If you're still voting at screenplay, please put your hands up. That's 2. If you're voting at Sir Fab, please put your hands up. That is 3. And who's the straggling vote on? Sir Fab, who are you voting on?
His camera looks frozen.
Ah, but his Discord is not frozen. So Sir Fab was nominating Banks, and since Sir Fab is nominated, we actually have to wait for him. So keep your cameras on until he comes back. Apologies for the technical pause. We've had this happen once in the preseason. Rob would remember. That was a very particularly interesting game in which we spent about 15 minutes talking about solid state drives. But yeah, any day now. Waiting for Sir Fab to come back on. Yep.
Yeah, so he just... oh, no, he's back. Okay, cool.
He's back. Yeah, everybody turn off your cameras. Sir Fab, you are nominated. Let me just tell you who nominated you. You've been nominated by Dude Mike, Screenplay, and Myth. So you have 1 minute to defend yourself. Ready when you are.
All right. I think it's interesting that I'm nominated from other green check people. So there are 3 people with green checks. It's me, Myth, and Mike. In the most uncomplicated world, Eurist was the prostitute. We have green checks on those people. And the last 2 Mafia are somewhere in Banks, Logan, and Screenplay. In a more complicated world, there's a possibility that one of us is prostitute. I guess that's it. I don't know. Either way, as we're nearing the end game, we should be trying to get out the axe. So if you vote me out and I'm villager, I die. Probably Myth dies too. I'm pretty sure he's town. The town loses. If you vote me out and I'm prostitute, then we still have an axe in the game.
10 seconds.
It's down to 3 other people who could be axe. Then we have 4 people left. So you have 1 more day. Sorry, this has been a terrible defense.
Yep, and it's over. It's okay. I'm not confirming that it was a terrible defense. I'm just trying to get him to shut up. You can only vote between Screenplay and Sir Fab. Please turn your cameras back on as soon as you have voted. Taking a deep breath. Is this gonna be the end of the game? Who knows? I mean, Aelin knows, but he shouldn't.
I know everything.
Yeah, I can't wait until I know everything and you get to cast. We get.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yesterday we finally set you up for that. But anyway, this is not what the people are here for. The people are here to indulge their betting fantasies and the killing fantasies. So if you're voting at Sir Fab, please put your hands up. And if you're voting for Screenplay, please put your hands up. Screenplay dies and reveals to be...
Mafia! Everyone, please go back to sleep.
Everybody gives a sigh of relief because they didn't kill Screenplay for nothing. I want to say well played Screenplay, regardless of which role you were. I think you played incredibly well. On that note, we will reiterate on these thoughts in a second with the casters. Don't go anywhere because we're literally switching right here. Switching. And magically we're back with the caster duo that we have here.
Yeah, like we said the whole time, Screenplay's Mafia, so...
Yeah.
As we've been saying the entire game, except for yesterday and when he was attacking Uvda.
No, I gotta give Screenplay props. That was a very well played game.
Yes.
That was a good play. Yeah.
I wasn't voting him there if I was in the game.
Look, Screenplay survived against Rob. You can't ask for more than that once they kill Uvda. I think Screenplay was the prostitute. I think like either the prostitute, like there's no way Screenplay had a finger in killing Uvda.
So then you think Banks is Mafia then?
Yes, I absolutely believe Banks is Mafia.
Yeah.
I do not believe for 1 second that like it makes no sense. Why would the only why like Banks is just operating under the assumption he's gonna try to push the narrative that the prostitute is left. He's gonna bury the axe. He's gonna bury the axe so hard they're not gonna be able to find it with like a metal detector under 500 feet of dirt. Like he's gonna bury it so deep, and then he's gonna win the game off of it because they're gonna kill the prisoners.
If Banks is Mafia, he wins. It's as simple as that.
I
He's most likely
am not
Mafia.
sure about that. I think
No, they were already trying to go on Sir Fab. Like, I think Banks probably does win for sure.
Screenplay was trying to go on Sir Fab. And
Well, so
Screenplay
were the
was
other
Mafia.
green checks. They put him up, you know.
Yeah, but they they did vote. Like you can put somebody up to hear them speak, and then
Is that how the game works?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sir Fab's gonna get a lot of pressure tomorrow.
I am. It depends. You have to like. If Logan doesn't die here, I'll be very surprised.
If Logan doesn't die,
If Logan doesn't die, Banks has no chance of winning as Mafia whatsoever because Logan is never voting on Sir Fab. Their personal dynamic is way too strong for that to happen.
I did not think about that.
I mean, he will kill. If Banks is Mafia, he's always killing James. Like, or sorry, not James. Sorry.
I can't
he was
die. I'm
last
not playing.
But he's always killing Logan. Like, why would you not? Because you have to then push the world that the prostitute's alive.
Right.
You have to
And make them question their green checks.
Also, it should be said, let me just do the quick math, but I think if Banks is Mafia and both prisoners are down, he also has an immediate tie possibility that he might take if he's feeling like angsty.
I don't think Banks will go for an immediate tie.
Yeah, because Banks has bows, and that's what we like in this league.
Liars Club confirmed.
That's why,
Wade's
yeah,
fault.
game one, that's why I like switched off. Did not want to tie.
Yeah, I mean, you benefited from that very heavily. Because you won the game. And I think, like, you want, as either alignment, I feel you want the game to go on just because of what's at stake here. Like,
Right.
the question is to play good Mafia, but you only have so many opportunities to showcase good Mafia. So day one ties will hopefully not happen. We obviously, like at one point we were thinking about outlawing them completely, like saying you can't tie on day one, but then we reconsidered because it's your game, it's not our game. Like if you feel you want to protect your score and like enough people feel that way, then it's better to just move on to the next game. Let me just see. I'm waiting for that thing that Alien sends me to tell me what happened. Let's just walk through these roads again. So we have 3 green check people alive, Banks and the claimed doctor with a save on himself. Logan dies here 90% of the time, it feels like. If they don't get the Mafia and the Axe is the last Mafia alive, the Axe has an auto. So if Axe has to survive 1 mislynch, if the Axe is if it's not the Axe, if they got the Axe in Screenplay,
I think no matter what Mafia you are, whether you're in the green checks or if you're Banks, you have to kill James here because...
You mean Logan. James is already dead, my friend.
Stop coming after me, Kevin. You're coming.
He's right above you. Okay, I have the night stuff. It has been agonized. Dude, Mike dies.
Why?
Holy cow.
Okay, so, this is Banks. Like, this is 100% Banks.
Why wouldn't Banks kill Logan?
Well, ultimate Y-farm for the prostitute. The prostitute couldn't have disabled the Axe there. So we know we know Logan is the confirmed doctor. And I think Banks just miscalculated what the math on that is. Because Logan cannot be the Axe. Logan can be exactly the prostitute. He has to drive forward that, but Logan can't even be the prostitute because he would have had to disable the Axe. And this is the first night when there was no Axe. So I think this is just like a critical misplay, not killing Logan there. And
But even Banks trying to push his narrative, he already set his narrative to be that you're going after the prostitute.
No. He was trying to float the narrative for Logan being prostitute as well, is what I feel.
We'll see.
Is it Banks or is it the prisoners? Who's gonna prevail here?
I mean, yeah, it's true. Both the prisoners are still alive. Like, if you're Mafia, well, that's the thing, right? If you're Mafia, you could just kill the prisoners and
if you were the
win.
Axe, you could have killed the prisoners and won.
Right.
So is Sir Fab Mafia?
We'll find out in a second. Let's let the players play, because that's what we're here for. Thank you so much for the casters. both of these games have been exciting. That's what I want to say. Amazing games. Thank you so much, players. We be traveling to the game, and we are ready to go, my friends.
Let us all wake up.
Mein Freunde, in my broken German.
All right. I'm sad to announce that Dude Mike has died. Dude Mike was not Mafia.
And everybody
You
can
may all
speak and
speak
vote. And you have 4 minutes. Good luck, have fun.
Okay, so let's take this out slowly and rationally. Okay, so prisoners, you guys both have green checks. Mike's got a green check. It was interesting that he's been killed. One of you could be an alien, and if you are and you're unactivated, just let us know. It'll be easier. Just let. Oh, sorry. Are you guys talking? I can't hear you at all.
No one's talking. We're just listening.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. I actually think it's Banks right now, just based on the way the logic worked out.
As
it's
do
the
I.
simplest and easiest, I think. Banks. I would believe that in this scenario you're the role blocker. I believe that. So okay, I believe that in this scenario you're the role blocker. You got your partner that you didn't realize executed day one.
I think Eurus is role blocker. Because Zwang and Ufta were both not Mafia,
Yeah.
it means all Mafia voted for him time 2. And Screenplay was the only one who didn't vote for him time 1.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
So
laying out every possibility.
I know for a fact that it's one of the 2 prisoners.
Yeah, well,
Just FYI. I guess it could be Logan, but I don't think so. So basically, you're saying that it has to be me because you think that Screenplay voted on his own partner day 1 instead of myself, who would have been on his team.
But he didn't vote initially. He switched.
Yeah, but he switched. Remember, I got more votes. I'm unknown to him in your scenario, and he switched off of me onto Urist, therefore killing the only person in the game that he knew to be on his team.
Can we say one thing? We are not killing prisoners today. If we kill prisoners today and Fab and I are both good, Mafia wins. If we kill one of you 2 today and Fab and one of us is bad, we can still tie.
No, if you guys are both good and the Mafia is remaining, they kill you and you guys both die and Mafia wins.
Yeah,
So,
that's terrible.
Yeah, that doesn't work. I also, one of you is probably alien anyway. So
There's no way that makes sense. Screenplay would have killed me because I would be the prostitute in that scenario, and he would never vote for Eurus, who's his own partner on day 1. That is impossible. That is not a world.
I don't know.
So
It's
who's
what
your
I believe.
Mafia, Max? So who's your Mafia?
I think it's you personally. I think it's
Why would I be Mafia when Screenplay pushed so hard on me?
That doesn't matter.
Because he was going to die.
You know that's a
I
bad
told
logic.
him he was going to die.
You're role blocker in this situation.
I pointed out that he had to be Mafia. Also, that means that
push hard against him. If I was role blocker, I would have.
You didn't. You voted on me. You voted on me yesterday, not him. That's who you voted for when you freeze. Yeah.
This is all messy logic.
Listen, I understand that there's green checks going around, but the simple matter of the fact is that on day 1, I pushed on Eurus, he pushed on me, so we're not on the same like perspective or whatever.
So, thanks. How do you?
What?
How do you feel about a tie?
What'd you say?
So, like, imagine this. I said, how would you feel about a tie? So imagine this.
Ties are terrible.
Your town, you get killed. Okay. So yeah, okay, but just follow me out. Okay. Sir Fab's Mafia in this scenario. Okay.
Yeah.
Sir Fab's town player. It's a tie. So
you're lagging.
I'm lagging. Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So understand from my point of view, I know it's between Myth and Fab, and I think there's no way that. Well, I guess Myth could have played really well, but I'm okay losing to Myth versus going for a tie. Personally,
sure. I mean, I like money. I like to get paid because I get into finals.
I don't care about money.
Yeah, I do. So I'm gonna vote you because like suck on a dick and die,
bud. You're gonna lose
bud.
money. That's up to you. That's up. You're going to lose money. I'm not Mafia. I have killed a lot of Mafia this game, and it's going to be so stupid because 2 games tonight I've played very well, and I've lost both the games, which is really, really shitty.
Not another word, my friends.
This is fucking dumb. Get lucky.
Get lucky indeed. Getting lucky is actually very nice. Anyway, please get your votes into Shakespeare on Discord. These 4 guys, these 4 amazing players have narrowed it down to this point. I, for one, can't wait to see what's gonna happen. I am missing 1 vote. I'm missing no votes. Let's waste no time. If you're voting for Banks, please put your hands up. If you are voting... Okay, that's the Banks. Banks, who are you voting for completeness?
Surfab.
Surfab. Okay, Banks, you have 1 minute and some change to give the final speech. Everybody else, turn off your cameras.
Okay, so if Surfab is a villager, then we've already lost as far as I'm concerned. Logan and Myth, I'm assuming you guys are both the villagers. I am a villager. It is impossible that Screenplay switches off of me, who would have to be his Mafia person, and votes on Urist on day 1. If he was with Urist, he would vote on me, because that's the only thing that makes sense every single time. I am a villager. I called out Urist on day 1. You're welcome. I also called out that Screenplay was Mafia yesterday. You're welcome. I've lynched 2 Mafia, and I'm going to get voted off here. It's insane. The green checks are the prostitute. It's a dumb role. We shouldn't play with it. I hate it. I'm super pissed that we have lost both freaking games tonight off of... Well, the first game wasn't as bad, but this one's really, really frustrating. It's Surfab or Myth. We should vote on Surfab. He is... I don't even know if he's Mafia. One of those 2 is Mafia, but it's not freaking me. I'm not Mafia. This is insane. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. This is so stupid that we're going to lose. If you vote on me, you lose. Town loses 100%. If you're going with that play, whatever. I don't even care.
Thank you, Banks. Please turn off your camera. You can only vote. You can vote at anyone you want, not just Banks. If Banks gets 3 votes or nobody gets nominated against Banks, Banks will die. As soon as you voted, please turn your camera back on. I'm just making sure you have all the votes. If you're voting at Banks, please put your hands up. 1, 2. If you're voting at Surfab, please put your hands up. 1, 2. Surfab, you will also have 1 minute. Everybody turn off your cameras. As soon as the cameras are off, you may start speaking.
Cool. I wish I could get as fired up as Banks, but I can't because I'm not Mafia. We have this game in the bag. Vote for Banks, and we win. My reasoning, like I said, I'm not as passionate as Banks. I'm just bungling this whole thing. I don't know why you would switch on the last second to me. If Banks is the prostitute, then all of his logic falls apart about a Screenplay switching to different people. Yeah, I'm sorry. I probably just fucked this up for the village, but don't vote for me. I'm green checked. I don't know why you think I'm a prostitute, but
10 seconds. Oh, Surfab, are you done? Am I dead? Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
hey,
we can.
fuck you, buddy. You can only vote between Surfab and Banks. If you wish to abstain, please announce that now. I'm expecting 4 votes. It takes 3 votes to kill. I think I have all the votes, and I have all the Twitch chat bets, so I'm gonna stop those as well. If you are voting at Surfab, please put your hands up. And if you're voting for Banks, please put your hands up. Banks dies in reverse 3.
Mafia
Woo!
Town win.
Great game, absolutely amazing game.
Hey, Vince, I just want to say I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for saying you should go suck a dick, but I also you were a Mafia and I knew it, so I'm really sorry.
There's no way. That's such shit.
There was a way because you were Mafia, so don't get mad at us for being right.
I gotta say,
your logic was literally backwards.
No,
What you
logic
said
was
was
right.
backwards. No, it wasn't.
Okay.
No, it
Wow.
wasn't.
Let's do the post.
What you said, the
That was a
opposite
good
was
play
true.
on killing
Okay,
me.
take me to DMs.
Let's do the post game. Let's do the post game really quick, so that
what
we can hear what the end is, because that matters. Let me get the casters back in here because I think everybody played out of their minds this game. And we need some questions answered before we can actually analyze the game, because not everybody knows everything. So let's hear
I'm
Alien.
gonna love you guys.
Let's
Love
hear
you.
Alien. Please mute. Don't go to each other. Like, well played from everybody. I think that, like, both games tonight were absolutely nuts. Aelin, tell us what happened.
Okay, the 2 thief cards were thief and townsperson, so there was no thief, and you were missing a townsperson. Sir Fab, Genbo, Alloy, Dude Mike, and Myth were all townspeople. Sir Fab and Myth were town-aligned prisoners. Zhuangzug was the alien whose proxy was Genbo. If they had died in the other order, the game would have been very different. Banks was the axe, Screenplay was the regular mafia, and Eurus was the prostitute. Ufda was the police officer, and Logan was the doctor.
Was Eurus the prostitute?
Yes, he was.
Okay, so I really loved Banks's play there. Like, I absolutely loved it. And I think the thing that solved the game, that nobody saw coming, is why the heck the worst policeman claim in the history of policeman claims was actually killed at night. And it's because they couldn't kill anyone else without confirming even more information about the game.
I like purposely made it terrible so then they didn't kill me.
It was fine. There was nothing wrong with that claim. The fact that Screenplay came out against it so hard confirmed that he was Mafia. I can't believe we let him win for that.
But yes.
Sorry, and Banks, I realize why you're saying I'm backwards because I said that you were probably the role blocker, but I had also considered in the world where Urs was the role blocker, I still felt that, like, if in the world where Urs is the role blocker, then it's confirmed.
You lynched me for being the prostitute when the opposite was true. That was frustrating.
But Banks.
I thought yours was prostitute. I did not think you were prostitute.
Banks.
Logan
Banks. No, but listen, from my perspective, if Ernst is the role blocker, then you and Screenplay are lock scum. Like, there's no other possibility.
Yep.
So it's like the only other possibility I have to analyze is the one where Ernst is not the role blocker. In which case, I think you would be, because I think you're scum. You
never said that before yesterday. So that's
okay, I know, but like, there's a lot of things that
it
are
was
happening.
actually mentioned though by somebody else. I don't remember, but I heard it mentioned day 2.
The other thing
Did
is
you think that Fabulous was towny at all?
Did I think that? Yeah, he was towny the whole time because he was town. Like, you can't tell me he wasn't towny because he was town. I was right. also, even look, and then you were
Logan.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
But when your mafia partner Banks is telling you boss me, you should know I'm mafia now. You should just boss him.
Yep.
Yeah, I was glad Rob was dead for that day because that was the only time that I did anything that I would typically do as mafia.
Like, okay, yeah, you're right. Maybe I should go ahead and vote.
I saw a question in the Twitch chat, maybe from you as well, but the reason I assume Banks and Telby, the reason Banks didn't kill Logan there was because he had axed Logan the previous day.
Correct.
Oh, that
which would have limited the number of worlds.
Again, there's breadcrumbs on the on the mechanical side that just lead to like Banks being the safest kill there. Banks is the only viable axe alive. If you believe Logan is not exactly the prostitute, you should kill Banks, because town cannot lose if like either of the prisoners is the prostitute. Like,
and that for me, like, even in the world where Banks wasn't scum, we still don't lose by killing him. We tie.
I got a question. Why did you put up?
Because in that case, can I just answer Banks' question to Logan? In that case, one of the prisoners would be a mafia. So even if the other prisoner died, they wouldn't both die, and it'd be 1 mafia, 1 town, 5.
Yeah.
So mafia wins.
No, if 1 town, 1 mafia, it's a tie game.
You have to vote.
Wait, is that really a rule?
Yes.
That's an awful
rule. It's a consequence of the voting.
Hey,
that's an awful rule. If Mafia ever reaches parity with Town, they win. That's like the rule in every game ever. If there's no alien alive, there's no reason that Mafia shouldn't win that game. Like, just because the numbers worked out wrong? Like, so you're saying if Sir Fabulous was the prostitute, he has no way to ever win?
He does have a way. He can disable himself.
He can disable himself.
Thanks. I'm going to be very genuine here because you are a very smart person and you're definitely good at the game Mafia. But the game that we're playing right now is a different form of Mafia than most other forms of Mafia there. So you need to be aware of the rule document and how everything fits together, and then play the game that we are playing, because it's not the same as Mafia anywhere else. It's just like nobody from any other community likes when they go into a different community and they play differently. Like, a lot of people have complained about this stuff, but you got to play the game you signed up for.
I'm not mad about that. I do think it's a dumb rule. I'm not going to not say it's dumb.
Okay.
We've heard it before, Banks. We've heard it before. We know it's dumb, but we still like it.
I didn't lose to that rule, or I would probably actually be mad.
Well, you kind of did, because I explained that I was never not going to vote you because of that rule. So, and then you.
Just out of curiosity, why did you push so hard on Screenplay?
because I had to.
Yeah.
If anyone was thinking about the game from the perspective of what was going on, if I was a villager, I would have done the same thing. And I would have been really mad about getting voted off when I know that the prostitute is between either Sir Fabulous or Myth, like 100% of the time.
Yep.
I'm actually really surprised Screenplay didn't vote me on day one because I thought I was just going to die right afterwards. If I was Screenplay, I probably would have voted myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's
good games tonight, everyone. I am off to bed. I will see y'all
James
tomorrow.
and
Later.
James and Kevin, are you still here? Kevin, are you still here?
Yeah, what's up?
Do you have any comments apart from what we already discussed?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end there kind of got convoluted by the rules, but I thought Screenplay and Banks both gave really good formals there at the end.
Yeah.
But they just got beat out by a cop. I think.
But they died to the formal king, Sir.
I think Logan still might have been better. Maybe killing Logan. But
What is shitty formal?
What
Like, I mean, I knew you were town because
Both those last formals were so
Because
shit.
why?
Couldn't have been Mafia.
he was. I don't know. There's a game about reading, and I read them.
I
read them
have
correctly.
just one more question. Did it ever cross your mind to kill either Screenplay or Banks instead of Uvda? Like, it's retarded. It can be a very retarded move, but it can solve...
Oh, me?
Yeah. If you kill
No.
Banks at night, I really wonder what happens with Screenplay. Who did Uvda check the night she died?
We checked Banks. He was Mafia.
Yeah.
If you had killed a Mafia at night,
okay,
I would
then
have
it doesn't
definitely killed Uvda because that confirms that it confirms that Eurus is not prostitute, which in turn makes people who didn't vote him look worse.
Yeah. I don't know. We can analyze this game a bit more, like, after
Well,
the post game.
but then, like, Yufta dies and there's 3 confirmed greens. I don't...
If you kill the prisoners, I'm not sure what your odds of winning are.
I think that there's, like...
I think
like,
there's still
not
zero.
0 chance one of them's alien, though.
Yeah, but if you... Yeah, but in that case... Like,
You might be able to swing a tie. You kill the prisoners, then like Screenplay and Banks are still alive that day, and if you can...
If I wanted a tie, I had a tie.
That's true. You had a tie.
Right.
But
If I
then the
wanted a
prisoners-
tie, I had a tie. That's why I thought that somebody asked me that question.
Yep.
And I was truthful. I would never tie. I think that's...
Yeah.
I would never play for a tie.
We appreciate
mean,
you.
He says this now until he's halfway through the season, and he
And
has
then when he's tying.
You wish you had a few ties to get to finals. Yeah.
I mean...
I don't care.
Yep.
I could have already had a tie.
We like...
Already.
We like
100%
And
lock.
now you are a proud owner of a loss instead.
2 losses.
Logan, don't be a jackass.
Okay, I'm sorry, but like, don't.
You're about to get a stack. Don't be a
Okay,
jackass.
okay. I just don't get what's the grandstanding about it. Like,
Yeah, so but
Logan,
it's
you've been
bullshit
there.
about-
I've been there. You need to get it out of the system.
All right.
And I think actually Banks played to the both Banks and Screenplay played to the best of their abilities. The
I
mechanical,
think Banks played very well,
Yes.
to be honest.
like nobody played poorly. Like I don't think Sir Fab played poorly. I don't think Myth played poorly. Myth came into the game and he was like, "I'm down. I did the math at night." And that was all he needed to do. Like, and then you had
Game 1, though, I played awful.
yeah.
See, even you agree.
They played so well that in the last day I was like, oh my god, maybe
Okay.
I am Mafia, and I just like...
I think I
mean, I
was convince people I was town. I don't think I actually solved the game very
I
well.
mean, I think that was ballsy holding that cop claim move to on that 1v1. Like, if you died there, I think Mafia like just runs away with the game.
That's true.
Yeah, Ufta played.
And I don't see how anybody scumread Ufta from that cop claim because I mean she
Because it was
said,
so
"Oh, I need to
bad
go. Is it
claim.
okay to check?" That was just to town.
I think
Sure,
me and
everybody
Bates went
believes
into that
Ufta
night
except for
thinking
Screenplay.
it's Alloy or Jen or is the cop. Like, our
Yeah,
only two choices.
I thought it was probably them because I thought Ufta would have claimed.
Yeah.
I
You know,
have two announcements to make, if that's okay. The first announcement is, I'm gonna type it in Twitch chat again. There is a parallel popularity contest going on to encourage people to bring their friends to watch the thing. You can vote for your favorite player once per stream. If you're watching the stream, you accumulate enough points to actually get like the power to vote. You have to watch for about 30 minutes.
And do they watch on the Twitch chat? Or
Yeah, you exclamation
they watch
point
the stream.
vote, and then you vote with the number after the player's name in that paste bin. The second announcement is if you're a player, we posted the scheduling for next week already. So we've heard some feedback that people want that schedule out earlier. I don't know why would they want to do that, because after that we'll get 15 reschedules per day, as evidenced by what happened today. Thank you everybody who filled the gaps for today. Please make sure you fill in that scheduling form very soon.
I still think it's a net positive, even if we have to
I
do.
owe 4K lies. Do I owe lies? Maybe I do. Banks died. Banks was the execution. Okay, so I think we're gonna put the stream on music for a few minutes, just so people can get their votes in, accumulate a few more lies. See you tomorrow for some more games.
Logan, in game 1, why didn't you kill somebody who could have been the alien instead of killing outside of it?